She's been smothering me with hospitality. I hope to return the favor. In her sleep.
Back in 1991, Tim Burton reluctantly passed on directing The Addams Family due to production on Batman Returns. Barry Sonnenfeld took the reins, which led to the film becoming a financial success for Orion Pictures. Despite multiple lackluster live-action sequels, Burton was once again linked to a 2010 stop-motion animated reboot for Universal and Illumination Entertainment. MGM eventually delivered 2 CGI features which garnered mixed to negative reviews.
But he's going to make a fool of himself in front of everyone! Go, man! You gotta calm down!
Now, Tim Burton finally gets to lend his signature style to The Addams Family with Wednesday, a dark series centered on the eldest Addams daughter. Not only is Wednesday the first small-screen series directed by Tim Burton, but it is also one of his most subdued projects to date, taking a far less whimsical approach than the feature films and instead ratcheting up the violence for an enjoyable, yet light, macabre romp. Wednesday opens with a scene central to the trailer featuring the eldest Addams child unleashing piranhas on the water polo team at her high school. Expelled, Wednesday is enrolled at Nevermore Academy, the private boarding school where her parents Morticia, played by Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Gomez, played by Luis Guzman, fell in love. Run by Principal Larissa Weems, played by Gwendolyn Christie, a classmate of Morticia's, Nevermore is home to students of all sorts of supernatural abilities. From Wednesday's roommate Enid, played by Emma Myers, a werewolf, to nemesis Bianca Barkley, played by Joy Sunday, a siren, every kind of monster or spirit walks the halls. Reminiscent of Hogwarts, Nevermore is also home to a mysterious slate of murders, as well as a long-running curse that connects Wednesday to the school's founder, Joseph Crackstone. Initially reluctant to attend Nevermore, Wednesday slowly warms up to her classmates and teachers, including Professor Marilyn Thornhill, played by none other than Christina Ricci. While the Addams clan features heavily in the trailer, Wednesday's family has a limited amount of screen time. Pugsley and Uncle Fester, played by Fred Armisen, appear in a single episode each, along with Lurch and Wednesday's parents, but the disembodied hand Thing is a prominent character throughout the entire season. Much of the series is spent developing suspects and uncovering clues as Wednesday tries to figure out why she is so important to a prophecy at her school. The season is mainly spent developing the mythology of Nevermore, as well as Wednesday hunting a giant monster that shares a passing resemblance to the monsters from Beetlejuice, which leads her to suspect everyone from Principal Weems to students Xavier Thorpe, Normie and love interest Tyler Galpin, therapist Dr. Valerie Kinbolt, and more. The series also introduces an ability for Wednesday which allows her to have precognitive visions when she comes into contact with people or objects. While this plot device is used to move the story along, it does serve as a fun connection to Morticia and the Addams family's legacy of witchcraft. This series deviates quite a bit from the previous incarnations of the Addams family by making the paranormal and supernatural the norm rather than being unique to the Addams clan. While Wednesday does treat the distinction between Outcast and Nevermore as isolated from the normies of the real world, the series doesn't do a great job of making Wednesday seem odd or strange compared to everyone around her. Star Jenna Ortega is far more emotive than Christina Ricci was in the feature films, and makes Wednesday an intriguing character in her own right. Gwendolyn Christie also stands out in yet another striking role that is much more than the trailers make her out to be. Christina Ricci also is quite good in a substantial role that is a lot more than a cameo. I understand why this series spins Wednesday into her own tale, but it still feels like it's missing a lot of that Addams charm, and we only see in the few episodes with the rest of the family. At the very least, this is my favorite version of Thing in any of the previous Addams series or films. The 8-episode series is being heavily marketed as being a Tim Burton project, despite the filmmaker having no script to his credit and only directing the first 4 episodes. The remaining 4 chapters were evenly split between directors Ganja Montero and James Marshall. 4 of the episodes were written by series showrunners Alfred Gow and Miles Millar, one episode of which they share credit with Matt Lambert. The other half are split between April Blair and Kayla Alpert. I'm not considering these split duties to be the primary factor in the shortcomings of Wednesday, but even with a superb score by Danny Elfman, this series never feels nearly as cinematic as any of Burton's feature work. No matter how strong the actors are here, the best are relegated to supporting roles and do not carry nearly enough screen time to make up for the disappointingly generic teen-centric melodrama that fills these hour-long episodes. Millar and Gow did solid work bringing Superman's youth to life in Smallville, but this series wastes great potential by squandering it on too many non-Addams characters. The charm of the Addams family was always that they were the odd ones in a world of normal people. Wednesday surrounds the title character with supernatural beings just as strange as she is, which makes everything feel bland and less whimsical. Even Tim Burton's signature style feels underwhelming compared to what I was expecting from him, as this series shares more in common with Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and the recent School for Good and Evil. Even with Jenna Ortega doing an admirable job of succeeding Christina Ricci's iconic performance, Wednesday falls short of living up to its potential, while still managing to feature an intricate mystery that unfurls over the 8-episode season. There is some charm in this take on the iconic character that may be worth returning to for a second season, but I'm not sure if this series is creepy or kooky enough to warrant another run. That's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. If you like this content, make sure to like this video and click